Good morning. Good morning. It is very, very early on this Sunday morning. I think it's around 6:20 or so. And I am getting ready to go into the firm to get some things out of the way because I will be out of the office for about 14 days, a little under 14 days. No, like 10 days. Yeah, I'll be out of the office about 10 days. But I'm getting ready to head in to get some work done. But I also had to study because for whatever reason I tend to, my mind works a lot better in the morning than it does in the evening. So I needed to study as well too because I'm still working towards taking that exam, my CFP exam. But I wanted to come to you guys this morning and I wanted to ask a question. And the question is, what is it going to take? How much more dire does your situation have to be? How much more exhausted do you have to be? How many more arguments do you have to have with your spouse or your family member or your significant other? How many more sleepless nights? How many more times that you want to do something and you're not able to do it because of finances, primarily because either there's not enough or you haven't quite figured out how to manage and work with what you have. And I had to ask myself that question. And this year, I have managed to work myself into a different mindset and into a person that is committed to being intentional about everything. To a person that said, you know what? I don't really like how things are going right now. I don't really like how things are going to be if I don't do something about where things are right now. And it's a very humbling time, but it's also a very scary time to realize that and to understand that whatever you're doing right now is not working. And there's a different space that you have to get to, and there's a different person that you have to become in order to get to that space and that mindset that you have to get to turn your life around. And it's not easy. It's often a series of trial and error, but you have to get up and do something. You have to get out of bed a little early, okay? You may have to work later. You may have to forego some extracurricular activities. You may have to say no more than you say yes. And if that's what it's going to take, then that's what the hell you got to do. And so I didn't want to be long-winded. I just want you to ask yourself, what else is it going to take? What else is it going to take? And ask yourself, who do you need to become? What do you need to do to change your situation? Just literally get a piece of paper and write down everything that you don't like about where you are, what you're frustrated about, what your life ideally in your mind would look like, and then kind of compare that to where you actually are. And just get it out of your head and just get it on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you, but get it out of your head and get it down. And at that point, you can begin to back into a plan of action, back into a strategy, back into actionable steps to move towards becoming that person and changing your current circumstances. So I just wanted to put that out there because that is the journey that I'm on. That is the journey that I will be on for the rest of my life. I no longer want the average. I no longer am how do I want to say this? I want excellence in every area of my life. And I finally wrapped my mind around that, the fact that I can have it, I can achieve it if I put in the work and if I figure out how to do that for me. See, I can't follow anybody else's plan and strategy to get where I need to be. It's okay to have examples and to have, you know, people that you look up to, and their lives seem to be progressing in a way that you like your life to progress, but know that their path is not your path, and the steps that they had to take will not be exactly the steps that you need to take. But you gotta get pissed off. You gotta get super angry. You gotta get to a place where you say no more, no more, and then decide and figure out, okay, I don't like this, I do like that. How do I get that? How do I get there? And that's the fun part. That's where the fun starts. So I think I've gone a little longer than I wanted to, but I just wanted to get that out there. I pray that you guys are having an amazing day. Um, the sun is finally coming up. Check this out. You can see it. It's finally coming up. So I can go ahead and get out of here and move on with my day. But what is it gonna take, y'all? What is it gonna take? Bye.